Welcome to ALT.NEWS 2646, the show where, for going on 16 years, we've been delivering the most uniquely alternative content directly to your screen. And tonight is no exception. I, Seth Lazeman, will be your guide on this action-packed 26-minute and 46-second adventure. First off, we'll follow field reporter Holden Jones as he investigates the not-so-well-known, but definitely well-smelled skunkfest. Then we'll zip, fly, and dive on the world's only underground zipline at the Louisville Mega Cavern. But before any of that, we'll trade secrets with the world's most prestigious blacksmiths at Repair Days in Memphis, Tennessee. This is ALT.NEWS, and it starts now.
Imagine an Antiques Roadshow where everything is broken. And you're there to put Humpty Dumpty back together.
Repair Days really just started as a way to generate funds for the museum, and over the years it has grown. It started with just a handful of metalsmiths. The artists come here, the artists pay their way to Memphis. They fix these broken objects that people come in. All the proceeds benefit the museum, and then they also donate artwork to our auction.
It gives a lot of exposure to the museum because people in the community come to the museum with their broken family heirlooms and silver spoons that fell down the garbage disposal and got mangled beyond recognition, or unusual antiques, or something that is highly improbable they could get it repaired anywhere else. We can repair it.
For the metalworking community, there's opportunities to learn alongside masters and elders of the crafts, so you can be a helping hand with them as they fix repairs. There are family days that are hosted, and there are small workshops to learn how to braze cast iron or weld aluminum.
There's jewelry, sculpture, we've got some great hammers, some really beautiful knives, so you can, use a beautiful object on a day-to-day basis, which I think is a very special thing and not enough people do.
People can come to the museum and do scratch blocks, and so they get to involve themselves in casting or some jewelry making. So it's not just getting things fixed, it's hands-on work for the public that they can try out some metalsmithing techniques. People might think of blacksmithing as an anachronistic activity that's done by hobbyists, but the reality is that we do live in a world where everything is increasingly mass-produced and made by robots, but there is definitely an appeal to the handmade object. The type of specialty work that we can do can be used in making jewelry. All sorts of facets of interior design and architecture really do rely on our industry to produce what can't be mass-produced.
It has this connection with our past, with our forefathers. Allows me to create freely. I don't fully understand why I create, but it's this soul-fulfilling craft. I think my favorite part was to be able to interact with the metals community in large. There are people from all over the world, and at one event you could be with people from Sweden to Germany, California, Australia, Canada, and these relationships that you create, it forms a family. The energy that these people bring to the event is just so enriching. Everybody's enthusiastic to help others.
There's definitely some characters and unique individuals, but I'd rather hang out with blacksmiths than pretty much anybody else.
They're a great group of people, and I just love it when they're here. And even if you're just coming in with a repair, or you're curious about Repair Days, they want to talk about what they're doing. They're very open. They're very passionate about what they do. It's a very humbling experience to have this incredible community of people who really would do anything for this institution.
Repair Days is the highlight of my year. It's an excellent opportunity to get together and do what we all love to do. And there's nothing like it anywhere else that I know of.
I'm Holden Jones, this is Quasi, and this is Skunk Fest.
One of the things I think that attracts people to skunks is the wow factor initially. You know, when someone says, I have a pet skunk, you hear, what? So it definitely starts off as a unique opportunity to have, but then it's kind of like having potato chips. You can't have just one. You want to have more and more skunks because they're such a cool pet.
I started the Skunk Fest because I wanted people to gather. It was a skunk picnic with 20 people in my yard, and then it blossomed to this huge big event with over 1,000 people that show up now. And people come internationally. We've had people from Holland here, Great Britain,
Florida, Alabama, California. So they drive great distances or fly in for Skunk Fest every year. So the network that people are able to put together is phenomenal as far as resources to talk to people. And now it's grown to, this is our 13th year of Skunk Fest.
Skunk Fest is definitely something different. If somebody wants to see something unique, it's an event that you'll never forget. That's for sure. People are walking around with their skunks in their strollers. It's a big family gathering with people that love skunks, even people that are curious. We get to change people's minds.
I like that they're unique. I love that they're so cuddly and friendly. I don't know what I would do without her. She's just like having a dog to me.
My son's seen a hat and he always says my skunk looks like me, so we seen the hat and put it on him and he loved it and he's just chills with it.
So in the history of Skunk Fest, have you ever had wild skunks show up because they see their friends there?
Because we have Skunk Fest during the daytime, skunks normally come out at dusk and morning.
Oh man, you got me.
Everyone thinks they smell. Number one, tell people we're going to Skunk Fest and they ask me if I get sprayed or if we're going to come home smelling.
So one of the common misconceptions about skunks is if they spray. Well, most of our domestic skunks have been descented, so we don't have to deal with that. They'll put up their tail, they'll stomp their feet, but they can't do anything about it.
We do have big skunks that show up. People as dressed up as a skunk, and those people, they might spray. I don't know. The big skunk might spray. So you got to watch out for that big skunk.
I'll watch out for him, all right.
Do you smell bad, Quasi? Do you smell good?
Oh. You smell pretty good, Quasi. You smell great. Did you enter any of the contests they had today?
We did. We entered the female queen contest and we entered the costume contest where she was a peacock.
There's King and Queen and Prince and Princess, the Skunk Run. It's like an obstacle course. They have Best Detective. They have Most Talented, the best costume. They have Cat and Dog Show, so why not a skunk show?
What do you look for when you're doing skunk judging? What are your categories of judging?
Skin coat, temperament, tail extension, weight and posture.
So when we're dealing with King and Queen, it really is representing the best physical structure to represent a skunk.
Skunk Fest is also a fundraiser for Skunk Haven. Skunk Haven is an international organization, and we help people with their pet skunks around the world.
When Skunk Haven came to me years ago, one of the things we really wanted to focus on was figuring out how to best take care of skunks. When people are dealing with their sick skunks, it's oftentimes the numbers that Deb helped develop through the clinic to come up with what a normal skunk should be, so we can help people out and know what to do with their sick animals.
Before I came here, I was just like anyone else. I thought skunks were just, oh, they're the animal that smells bad. But now that I've been here and seen some skunks and met some skunks, I definitely, my mind's been changed completely.
We accomplished to change people's mind, the way they think about pet skunks or wild skunks. Once they come to Skunk Fest, people will walk away with a whole new perspective on skunks. When they look at another skunk out there in the wild, they're not going to think they're this smelly little creature. They're going to think of the beautiful skunks that they've seen at Skunk Fest.
I've learned a lot about our furry little friends today here at Skunk Fest. I'm Holden Jones with ALT.NEWS 2646. Stay alternative.
Back in the 1930s, a man by the name of Ralph Rogers started mining above ground and quickly realized that he could go below ground. Then the current owners bought it in the late 80s and decided that this would be actually a great place for business.
When I was a kid, my parents used to take us to Mammoth Cave, and so we thought it'd be kind of cool to come here and see what it has to offer.
Currently we have the Mega Zips, which is our full guided, full serviced zip line tour. The only fully underground zip line tour in the world.
Every other zip line course, as far as we know, is a treetop canopy one, so we definitely have the coolest experience.
Then we have the Mega Quest, which opened just a year ago, which is an aerial ropes course. There's 76 different elements. It is a very physical activity, get quite the workout out of it.
We first suit you up in a full body harness. Everything that we put on you is rated to at least 5,000 pounds force fall rate. Then we just take you through our 6 zip lines. Our 900 footer seems to be everybody's favorite, but my favorite is also the Cross Canyon one, the one that's lit up in green, because it's got a pretty cool view and also a really awesome ride to it. There really isn't much to it other than just sitting down and pushing off and having fun.
Zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay.
We have everywhere from 8 years old to 80 years old come to the zip lines.
We came here last weekend and liked it so much we brought more people and came back.
I'll see you down there.
The best part of my job is seeing people get scared, and screaming and laughing is always fun.
Oh wait, come back!
It's like the zip line to hell, I think they might have called it. It had all kinds of red stuff in there.
It is quite spectacular, and the people that come here from around the world to go ziplining think it's very unique.
We've done ziplining like all over the world, so to get to do it underground is a really unique experience.
Over 10,000 exotic cats, from lions and tigers to cougars and pumas, are kept in private captivity all across the country. However, when caring for these big cats gets to be too much, the Exotic Feline Rescue Center steps in and gives these kitties a safe home. Let's head on over to Centerpoint, Indiana and see just how big these cats really are. Then we can head down to Texas, where we'll meet up with an organization that's cleaning for a very, very good reason. Stay tuned.
I started the rescue center in 1991. Went to a realtor in Terre Haute and said, I'm looking for a place with no neighbors. And here we are 24 years later. You'll see 70 or so cats in the public area.
First time on a tour, you're going to be standing from pretty much where I am to the tigers. The public would be that close as well. Your tour guide will tell you about who the cats are and where they came from, tell you about their stories.
Now in here we've got 3 African servals, Boy Pello, Mr. Bigglesworth, and Simba.
Take as many pictures as they want. They see a leopard, they see a lynx, cougars, bobcats, tigers, and lions all on the tour. These guys eat, on average, we feed about 3,500 pounds of food here every day. They only eat raw meat, so our food is given to us by local farmers. So while you're walking around, even on tour, you might see some different things in the cages that are a little gross. But these guys are pure carnivores. They are only made to eat raw meat. So you might see some things like a horse head or a cow leg in the cage. But actually, for them to chew on things like the bone and hide are really good for their teeth and gums. So it serves its purpose.
The cats that he had were kept in 5 by 8 foot circus cages.
These guys come from all over the place.
We have cats here from 25 or 26 different states.
Once we rescue a cat, it's their home for the rest of their life. We don't breed, we don't buy, and we don't sell.
When you come through here, you don't really hear a lot of good stories. Roadside zoos, private owners, other sanctuaries that have been closed down. Some situations are good, but most are not, and that's why we exist.
Most of these are animals that would have had no place to go. You know, a lot of these animals would have died.
We've seen some pretty nasty situations out there with private owners not being able to afford to take care of them, getting in over their heads, whatever the situation is.
While these animals can do quite well in captivity, they take facilities and expertise and care that most people are not equipped to provide.
With education, people learn that, and maybe those that might be thinking about getting one of these as a pet might think twice. I mean, every day is an experience for me. It's the most amazing thing in the world. I'm probably one of the luckiest people in the world to be able to do what I've always wanted to do and love it every day. Not many people wake up every day excited to go to work.
These animals are important in and of themselves. Their lives are worth a lot to them. And we want to provide a place here where these animals can feel that meaning in their own lives.
I just think that it's really important to educate the public on the problem with these animals in captivity. Tigers especially are going to be extinct in the wild. You know, they're predicting within the next 12 years. It's really important to be able to show people these animals and educate them on the problem out there. And you just don't give this up.
What's the point?
Is this you? Do you find cutting food too boring?
Yeah?
Does it feel like a chore to prepare meals?
It sure does.
Well, not anymore.
Whoa!
Beat Blades by ALT.NEWS, a breakthrough in culinary technology. With Beat Blades, you can prepare food to your favorite song and chop to the beat. Who's ready to get funky? Everybody was Why would you spend hundreds on an iPod that doesn't cut your food, or $40 on a knife that can't even play Lil Wayne? But through this special TV offer, you can get your very own set of Beat Blades by ALT.NEWS for only 32 payments of $19.99. With a wide variety of colors, they're great for any food and any mood.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Everybody hurts.
Cheer up there, camper. You can get yours today. Just call 1-800-ALT.NEWS or visit www.beatyourblades.com to get yours today. But if you call within the next 30 years, we'll include a set of singing sabers for only double the price. Earbuds not included.
There's so many emotions going on. You don't believe it, you're shocked, you're terrified. All of a sudden, I found out I had ovarian cancer. I just had to focus on one step at a time. So it was the most comfortable feeling, knowing I didn't have to worry about cleaning my home. Cleaning for a Reason was there for me.
Almost 20 years ago, I took a call from a lady who was just calling my office to inquire about pricing. She said, I can't really afford service right now. I'm battling cancer and I'm not working. And she hung up the phone. And I decided that day that anytime a woman battling cancer called my office and needed our help, we would just give her the cleaning completely for free.
Cleaning for a Reason is a nonprofit foundation, and what we do is we provide free cleaning services for women battling any type of cancer throughout the United States and Canada.
As soon as they get here, you get the hug. They care about you. They're giving you that support, knowing that you have someone to come in and actually take care and help get your home cleaned is such an amazing feeling, and one of those major stressors that you don't have to worry about.
We vacuum, dust, scrub the bathroom, sanitize the kitchen.
Dusting, the mopping, sweeping, bathrooms, we do it all.
I go in and I look for the things that they really need done. If there's anything special that they need cleaned or fixed or organized, we go in there and make sure that's done for them.
So far, we've been able to help well over 16,000 women receive the gift of free house cleaning, and that has totaled well over $4.5 million in services.
It's very heartwarming to go into these homes and help these women. They really enjoy it, and it makes you feel good. It makes you feel happy that you can help someone. A clean home can do that. It's that simple. It can make your day that much better.
It's incredible. It's such a huge feeling of relief, of that's one thing when I'm not feeling well that I don't have to focus on, that I don't even have to think about. I can put all my energy into the kids.
For me, the ability to help these women, my mom is a 2-time cancer survivor. What I do every day honors her.
My mother is a survivor of ovarian cancer, so I know how difficult it is to clean a house. And I also know how important it is and how much it means to a woman who's battling cancer to be able to walk into her home and experience a freshly cleaned home when she does not have the energy.
It's so important to be able to continue to help women, because once that cancer diagnosis is given, it really sets the entire family into a spiral.
It's about having an impact and trying to make someone's life just a little easier.
From metalsmithing to mega caverns, we've been all across the country this episode. Unfortunately, we can only fit so much alternative into a single show, and we've nearly reached our limit. But if you're still far from reaching yours, the alt always abounds at ALT.NEWS2646.com. I've been your host, Seth Lazeman, reminding you to stay alternative.
Blank tapes and posters on the door.
Ma'am, we are filming over here.
What goes on at recreation? It's a lot of hooking up, a lot of breaking up, but we're not gonna go into that.
I thought, and then I left, it lost me.
Then the conversation stopped and I looked down at my feet.
I don't have any other thoughts. It's empty. Done. I'm sorry.
I blow. I blow. I blow.